Dear students, today we will learn Chapter 6 Introduction to Python of Class 6 Computer Science, and the name of your book is Computers with AI, based on Windows 10 and MS Office 2016, edited by Karthik Kumar and published by Creative Kids Education Solutions Private Limited. So here goes your chapter with the introduction. You can see the language Python logo here. These are actually, somewhat looks like Python snake, but it is actually not. We will learn in our next slides why it was named Python as well. So here goes your chapter, Introduction to Python. A program is written in a specific language called the programming languages. A person who writes a program is called a computer programmer. To perform any task, a programmer writes a set of instructions or programs in many programming languages. So we can say that a program is a set of instructions written in any programming language to perform a task. And generally, the one who writes a programmer is called a computer programmer. In this chapter, we will learn the basics of one of the most popular high-level languages called Python. So, Python is a high-level programming language. What do we mean when we say high-level programming language? That means it is using very simple and user-friendly English language to write its code. It is derived from many other programming languages such as C, C++, and Java. When we say it is derived from other language, that means it is using the functions defined by these languages, C, C++, and Java, and it uses its library in its own function. Programs in Python are written to give instructions to the computer. Following features make Python a very popular programming language. What are these? First, very easy to learn since it uses very simple English. It is very easy to learn for everyone. That is why it is being introduced in classes in schools. Then platform independent. Platform means operating system. So platform independent means the program written in Python can be used in any operating system. May it be may it be Windows, may it be Mac, may it be any other Unix, Linux, or Macintosh, or any other operating system that you use. Even Android, you can use Python languages on your phones. It is very easy to learn its syntax. Syntax here means the grammar of the language, how you will write the code, like wise you have in your English and Hindi also, to how to make sentences, etc. Here also we have codes and there is a grammar followed to write these codes. Free to use and easily available. It is easily available and you can download it free of cost in your mobile or your PC or laptop. But it is case sensitive. Case sensitive means like you write the passwords in which the small letters should be written in small, the capital to be written in capital, and any space or any other character given can be written in any upper or lower case. If I say capital A, B, C as a variable, then capital ABC, all three ABCs in small letters, or small a, B, and C if I make write these three differently, they will be different three variables. They will not be considered one. So this is very sensitive, just as passwords. An interpreted language. That means it uses interpreter to convert it into machine language, that is zeros and ones, so that your CPU could understand it and give the output. Do you know Python was created by Guido van Rossum? It was first realized on February 20, 1991. One of the most popular platforms where Python is extremely used is YouTube. That the YouTube that you are using in your system to see movies, to watch any explanation, and the YouTube video that you are watching right now is also designed using Python language. Now, applications of Python programming. Applications means where is this Python language used? Like you have seen just now, it is used to it was used to design YouTube. Now, what are the applications? Where is it applied? Python is used to build GUI, that is graphical user interface based desktop applications like graphic designs, games, scientific and computational applications. Next is your designing web applications, means to design the web pages. Along with the HTML language, we can also use Python language for designing our web pages. Next is to create business applications. We have many business applications, means the programming softwares, or simply we can say the software that are used by several businesses or the business peoples. There is one activity time for you. It says search and find why Python was named so. There is nothing like Python or snakes in this language. So why was it named Python? Even though it was named Python by its developer Guido van Rossum. So what was the reason behind it? Let's see. We have analyzed why is the programming language Python called Python. The programming language Python is named after the British comedy group Monty Python. Guido van Rossum, the creator of Python, was a huge fan of Monty Python's Flying Circus. It was a BBC comedy series from the 70s of Monty Python, and he chose this name for his developing while he was developing the language to pay homage to the group. Similar way, we also have one program with the developers, or you can say the core person of that particular series. You might remember Kapil Sharma show. So it is a comedy show for showing comedy by Kapil Sharma, and the name is also given behind his name. So here it was Monty's Python Flying Circus. It was also a comedy series of which the Guido van Rossum was huge fan. And so, just to pay homage, he chooses the name. This is why you will often see references to Monty Python in Python's documentation and community when you will learn more of Python in your other further classes. As a result, Monty Python references abound in the language. Means many references to Monty Python are found in its language while explaining the things. The traditional foo and bar used to illustrate code in other programs here becomes spam and eggs in Python examples. Even the built-in interpreter, the interpreter used by Python language is named idle, and this idle name is also given. Idle or the terminal is named after MP member Eric Idle. So now we will learn how to install Python. To install Python, you have to visit the following link. What is the link is www.python.org/download. Under this website, there is an option for download, so you will be doing it. See, I have written Python www.python.org.download. So from here, you can click on download Python, and you will find this. And here is, according to your own PC or your laptop, according to your operating system specifications, like it is whether it is Windows 10 or Windows 95 or Windows 2000 or Windows 97 or whatever it is, it will show you the concerned or the related Python. Then you have to click on download Python. Okay, so we were here. To install Python, visit the following link. Once you visit this given link, you will find the most advanced version of Python. Click the download button to start the process. Here it was. And process the downloading of setup. Once the download is complete, follow the given step. You will go to the location where the file is downloaded. You can download it in C or D or any drive in your PC. Double click on the installer to execute it and click the install now button and keep until you see the finish button. First you have downloaded the Python, then you have to run the setup. That means you have to make it compatible with your operating system, and you have to just bring it to the proper location. When you will, after download is complete, when you will click on this start button, you will find somewhere here, and these are the contents of your PC which are downloaded in alphabetical order, which are arranged in alphabetical order. So here I have downloaded Python C 3.11. You can click from here to open it. So go to the location where the file is downloaded and then double click on the installer to execute it. That is, you have to run the setup. Click the install now button and keep until you see the finish button. Means you have to wait while it is installing, and as it is installed, the finish button will get highlighted. It will become little bold. Once the installation process is complete, open Python. The Python window looks like this. So how will you open? Let me again show you. Just click on start button, and from this drop down menu where all the content of your PC or laptop is arranged in alphabetical order, just go to P, the letter P, and there you will find, I've just shown you, here you will find. Then just click on this down arrow and click on idle Python. IDLE. Don't forget this. IDLE. Just click on it and you will see the idle Python window. This is an interactive mode where you will find three angular bracket signs like this. This is a command prompt of your Python. And when you want to write script, here interactive mode means just write one line command and press the enter and you will find the result. See, suppose I want to add 3 plus 4, and as I press enter, I will get the result here itself. Then I write 7 minus 3, 7 minus 2 and press enter, I'll get result here itself. And if you want to write the scripts, that is the program codes, for that you have to click on file and then click on new file, and you will find this interactive script mode, or you can say programming mode, and here you can write any program of your choice. Yeah, so I'm going back now. Yes, we were here. So this is how it looks. There is a command prompt. The Python window, the main window looks like this. Here, this is the window, the interactive window, where you can see all of your outputs of your programs. Note, the update of Python keeps on changing frequently in almost every 15 to 30 days. So it will pop up from the bottom right of your PC or your laptop for the updates, and just click on it. It will freely update your software every now and then. It's better to do that. In this chapter, we will read about the version 3.9.6, though I have uh, in my system I have 3.11, but we will be studying as per 3.9. No matter what, even if you have downloaded 3.4, the whatever we want to study will be perfectly okay with 3.4 version even. Now let us see the components of window, Python window. In this window you can see title bar, menu bar, script area, and the status bar. Now, instead of this picture, let's go to the window, actual window, which we have just now closed. Here it is. So, this is your menu bar. This is your command prompt. Just correlate with this picture now. File, edit, shell, debug, option, menu, window. These are all menus. When you click on them, you will find drop down menu. Each menu has a drop down. Each tab has a drop down menus. And the idle shell 3.11.2, this is your title bar, which shows the title. Title means the name of the software. So we have now learned title bar. Then these are the menu bars, and this is the command prompt, and this is the script area where you will type. And in here, this can you see ln3 written and column 0. So my cursor is at line number 3 and column number 0. Here the numbers begin from 0. Now let me just maximize this window. Now you will find the two lines. I have restored the window to smaller size, so the text appeared in 3 lines, but actually these are 2 lines which were wrapped to 3 lines. So now can you see line 3? This is line number 3 and the column number is 0. Now just look at the status bar, how it changes. I am writing something. I am writing 5 plus 6. Just see the column. Mind it, I have written 3 characters over here, and after in the fourth line, in the fourth column is my cursor now. So that means it is in column 3. Why fourth column is called 3? Because it begins from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So the fourth column will be indexed as 3. Now if I press enter, my answer appears on column 0, 11, and again my cursor has been placed to column 0. Now here, components of Python window. Overall, a Python window looks like almost like a notepad window. Let us have a look at the components. We have already had the look. It is title bar. You know the title bar, similar to all the windows you have seen so far. The title bar serves the same purpose. It shows the name and the version of Python you are using. Menu bar. As the name suggests, it contains the menus to carry out the different functions. The menu that you find in the menu bar are File, Edit, Shell, Debug, Option, Window, Help. Script area is this the area where you enter your code, your program, or your instructions. Status bar tells the current status of the controls or the cursor of the window. Now come to programming in Python. Means we how do we do programming? We have two modes, as I told you. One is called shell mode or the interactive mode, where you interact with the uh, interpreter, instantly get the answers or the output of your code that you have written. Or you sometimes we call our interactive mode a calculator also, because generally we use it for that, doing calculations. So it is called shell mode, interactive mode, or sometimes we call it calculator. Then there is a script mode, which is called your programming mode or edit mode or program mode. Let us begin with shell mode, that is the interactive mode. So, what is interactive mode? In the interactive mode, the code is executed line by line. Means you write only one line at a time and you press enter and you see the output instantly. When you launch the Python idle, you see the shell window. When you launch the Python idle means when you open Python to work on from your start menu and you click on Python idle, you see the shell window. The first window of Python that you see is the interactive mode or the shell window. Once you see that, write the Python code next to the Python command prompt. See, these three angular brackets are called the Python command prompt. To open the Python shell mode, follow the given steps. Open search bar, then type Python 3.9 or idle Python 3.9. Means you have to just click on here. Then instead of, you can directly write Python here also, or the best way is to select Python from here and then click on Python idle and you will get it here. So we were using, as per your chapter, you have Python 3.9. In my system I have 3.11, which is not a problem for you. Now, basic commands in Python. One is your print command. Mind it, everything should be written in small letters. Here this P should be, because this is actually a presentation in which I have typed this complete chapter, so it automatically becomes the first letter of every sentence becomes capital, so it has been turned to capital. Otherwise, actually we should write small p. Everything should be written in small letters in Python. So you can see print hello. This is the way you write, and you will see as you press the enter, you will see print hello here. So here it was. Let's write, let me just increase the size first for you so that you can easily and will be able to see the whatever I'm typing. I'm writing here in small letters print and I will type hello. Whatever you want to be printed as it is has to be written in double quotes. So everything it automatically changes the colors. Print hello, and as soon as I press the enter key you will find hello written here. This is the output of the command print hello. Let me make the window little smaller so that you can see and correlate with what notes you are studying. Can you see the same result here? Okay then. Example, creating a program to print hello on the screen. Open Python. We have opened. Then we write print hello and then press enter, which I did just now, and we see the result. And we will see the observe the output, which is hello. While writing a program in Python, you must be aware of the fact that Python is case sensitive. As I told you, that everything is written in this is written has to be written in small letters only, except some boolean uh, answers like true, false, and so on. Only very few things are to be written in capital, else everything to be written in capital letters only. And if you want to write something in capital, like I have written a capital H here, then it has to be written in double quotation marks so that it will not be executed, or you can say read by the interpreter. It will be just printed as it is. So while writing a program in Python, you must be aware of the fact that Python is a case sensitive language. It means that print written in small and print with capital P are different. In fact, print is just a word in Python and not a command. But print with small p will be a instruction. The print displays an output on the screen, means whatever is written inside double quotes will be printed as it is on the screen. But it can also be used differently. For example, you should print for calculations such as print 5 plus 7 is equal to 5 plus 7. So here this 5 plus 7 written in double quotes means it will be printed as it is, and when it is written without the quotes, that means it will now calculate the result, and then instead of 5 this 5 plus 7, the result 12 will be displayed. Just look at here, print 5 plus 7 in the quotes, and after that, after comma, I have written 5 plus 7. It is giving me 5 plus 7, which was in double quotes. It is printed as it is, and after that it has given me the calculated result 12. So here let us try again. I am writing print command, then I am writing in double quotes 5 plus 7 and equal to, and then I'm giving one space, and then I'm writing quotes because it will give one space after equal to sign to give the result. Now I will put a comma here. Now what do I want to write after 5 plus 7 equal to? The result of 5 plus 7, which will be now written like this. Can you see the color changed? This is in purple, this is in green, and the thing to be calculated is written simply black. Now press enter and you will see 12. Now there was written something else also here. Whatever I have done, 15 3. Let's divide 25 by 5. What should be the answer? 5. So it will give me 5. And if I write 99 divide by let us write divide by 2, then what should it give? 49.5. If I write 634 multiplied by 2, then what is it going to give? 1268. And if I write 80 minus 20, what should it give? 60. So this is how we work upon. Observe the print can be used to pass multiple arguments. Argument means the value. These values 5, 7, these are called values provided to the function. Print is a function. in Python. So, and the values that we provide to a function is called argument. And the variables a, b, c, d, whatever we use, they are called parameters. An argument is the content within the parentheses. You need to separate them using a comma. So here the arguments were the two values. This is the simple text value which was to be printed as it is, and these 5 and 7 were the arguments to be printed after calculations. Now, using idle as a calculator, as just 2 minutes back I told you that the interactive mode could be used as a calculator also. See, I have done the calculations here. So this is how we use it as a calculator. Perform mathematical calculations in Python without using the print statement. Simply write 5 plus 7, it will give you 12. In the beginning of the video, I have just written 2 plus 3 to give you 5. 12 minus 7 to give you 5. Likewise, you can do any calculation directly without using the print function. To do so, just type the expression at the command prompt and press the enter key. So how will you do it? Let's write it 7 plus 8. What should be the answer? 15. It has given me the answer 15. Then let's write 10 minus 3. It is giving me 7. Likewise, we can do any calculation. If an expression has multiple arithmetic operators, then the basic formula of BEDMAS rule is followed to perform the calculations. In normal mathematics, you use BODMAS. Instead of E, you have BOD, which is bracket, then O stands for off, inside and outside the bracket. It is again multiplication only. Here, E stands for exponentiation. The print function is used to display an output on the screen as string data type. This is a string which has no calculations to be done, so it will be considered a string, means a combination of a few text, and maybe it may be number, it may be any expression, it may be alphabet, or a combination of both, but it will be printed as it is without any change. Have one or more parameters. It can have more than one parameters, like here I have this string and these numbers. Format the output with various escape sequences. Here escape sequences means how much space you want to give between two characters, two sentences, or from where you want the rest of the text to be printed on the next line. Then you will press slash, and we will be learning this in this chapter. That will be, I think, the last topic of this chapter. So there is a just based on whatever we have learned just now, there is a practice time given in your chapter which says open Python in shell mode and type the following commands. Write the output in your notebook. So there is no need to write it in the notebook actually, just look at here to understand. So it is given on page number 66. So first 4 plus 3. So let's do it. I'll do in front of you here. Wait a minute. What was to be written? Let's see from here. This is 4. Then the asterisk sign, that means the multiplication sign. Then I have given one bracket. Then it is 3. Again multiplication sign, bracket close, divide sign. Then there is 9. Again multiply. And in bracket I have given 5 plus 1. So I'm not pressing enter right now. Just look at this and just think in your mind first what is going to be executed first. First is bracket. So 5 plus 1 will be 6. Then 9 into 6 is how much? 9 6 are 54. So 54 will be written here. Now it is 4 into 3 into 6. 3 into 6 is 9. 4 nines are is 36. Divide by 36 divide by 9 will give you how much? 36 divide by 9 will give you 4. And 4 multiplied by 6. What answer this is going to give you? 48. You can just check it on a piece of paper what to be done, what to be performed first. 3 6 is 18, 18 4 is how much? That divide by 9 will give you something, and that multiplied by 5 plus 1 6 will give you 48. So here the output is 8. Then 8 multiplied by 6 will give you 48. Yes. Now here print I love my country. How will you do this? And then if you'll press enter, you will get the result like this here. So the result of these questions are written here after calculation. Just type them on the interactive mode and press the enter key later. But I would suggest you before pressing the enter key, you try to solve it on a piece of paper also, so that you can get to know that after pressing the enter key, your answer is received correct. And try these also. Print the following statements in Python. How will you print? You will write the print statement and just write everything, whatever you want to be printed in double quotes, and then press the enter key. Now, working in script mode. Script mode is the programming mode. This is the mode where you actually write the program. To create an application, that is a program, developers write very lengthy codes. The interactive mode is not a very useful tool to write lengthy codes, because there only one line will be written at a time and you have to press the enter key and it will give you the output. So lengthy codes couldn't be written there. So in such cases, the script mode is used. You write your code in the script mode and then execute it to get the output. Now to access the script mode, you have to follow the given steps. You have to first open the Python, which we have already opened. Now click on the file menu, and from the menu bar you have to click on new file option. As I told you, from file just click on new file. Did you get that? Yes, it is here. Can you see this? Does it look somewhat similar? Somewhat. It exactly looks similar, not somewhat. Open Python, click the file menu from the menu bar. Then click on new file, which I have done. The script mode window appears. This is the window. I will write the same program for you. Write the commands in the script mode as shown below. In the line it is written shown below, but instead of placing this below, I have placed it wherever I got some free space on my screen. So click save button. The save as dialog box will appear and you give a name and choose a location to save your file and click the save button. Let's do the same thing here. I've written a equal to 15. Then I write b equals to 20. Then press the enter key. See, I have written a and b in small. Now product is actually a variable to multiply these. Instead of product, we can write, what can we write? Let's write c. C is equal to a multiplied by b, and then come down. Here if you will press the enter key, it is not going to give you the output. Let's see how it is it going to work. So print, then I will write in double quotes the, here you can write capitals, the product is equal to, and then we'll put a comma here. And what should be the product? I can write either A into B, or I can write simply C, because C is having the output for it. Now, and I will press the enter key. Now I will save it. How will I save? Just look at the commands. Click on file, then click on save. Whenever you are saving it for the first time, it will give you save as dialog box. And after that, you once you have saved, and after that again, after doing some changes, you are right clicking on save, it will save you with the same name, save this file with the same name. And if you will click on the save as option, it will save the file as some other name. So here I am writing, let me write this program name as ABC. My name to this file is ABC, ABC. And when I'll click on save, it will be saved with the complete name as abc.py. I have saved this. Now I will run. How will I run? I will click on this run command, and there is run module. I just clicked on run, and then I'm telling you to click on run module. You can also press F5 key from the keyboard. So I'm clicking here, and it is showing me the output. See, the product is 30. This was my program. 15 into 20. So 15 twos is 30, and 1 0 will be written. So your answer is the product is equal to 30. Remember, Python does not allow to execute a code without saving it. If you haven't saved the code, it is not going to run. Executing, running the scripting. Executing means the running of the script. How do you do that? I've shown you how to do it. Just open the Python idle shell, click file open, go to the location where you have saved your Python file, and select the desired file name, click open, and you save it, and you run the run module option. Since it was already opened here and saved, we simply clicked on run module. Your program gets executed, and you can type a name and choose a location to save your file. Then click on save button. Okay, so now let's come to the variables in Python, as you have some variables in your maths also, x, y, z, and a, b, c, d. Here also, while performing some task or doing some calculations or storing some values inside some names, we give or we define some variables here. So what are variables? Variables represent named, these are names given to some storage location. So in short, we can say variables represent named storage locations. These are the name given to the storage locations. That, like if I say a equals to 5, that means 5 is assigned, 5 value is assigned to the variable a, whose values can be changed during the program run. Program variable, as the name suggests, variable means which could vary, which can be changed. Based on the data type of a variable, the interpreter allocates memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. Rules of naming a variable. A user is free to choose or assign a name to a variable. You can freely choose the name of the variables, whether you want to give ABCD, whether you want to give capital ABCD or XYZ or so on, or names NAMES, complete word. There is it is not necessary that you can give only a single alphabets as variable. You can give complete names also. So, but there are some certain rules to be followed while defining a variable, failing which the code will give you some error. So the first rule is the names must begin with the either small a to z or with capital A to Z, or it can also be an underscore. Only this special character underscore could be used and no other. Since Python is case sensitive, small a and the capital A are two different variables. Mind it. The variable name can be of any length, but it is recommended to keep it short. The reserved keywords cannot be used as a variable name. For example, try, pass, yield, and class, except underscore. No other special character could be used. These are some keywords used inside, like even print also in small letters. This is a keyword. So we cannot give print as a variable name. We cannot keep it. Likewise, input also. Int also, it is a data type in Python language. So except for the first character, the digits 0 to 9 are allowed in the variable name. Like we can say name 1 to 3. But it should not be begin with 0 to 9. It should begin with alphabet only. It could be either small or capital, but it should not begin with numbers. For example, 1 Priya is wrong, but Priya 1 is correct. Declaring a variable. Declaring a variable means we are declaring in our program that I am using this variable. And generally we do declaration and defining of variables at the same time. Python variables do not need a separate declaration to reserve the memory space. A variable is created automatically when you assign a value to it. The equal sign is used to assign values to variables. For example, marks equals to 70. Here a variable marks is created and value 70 is assigned to it. Or we can say marks variable has been assigned a value of 70. The number 70 that indicates the variable marks is a numeric variable. Now how will you close Python? Click the close option present on the title bar. Here it is. Let us close it. Or click the file and click on exit. Here also you can do exit idle. Did you get that? This could be done in both the modes. Idle shell will close. Close and exit work in the same way. Practice time question again. It is given another practice time question on page number 68 of the chapter. So it is asking us to write a program to print the sum of three numbers. Provide three numbers of your choice. So here I have assigned 5 to A, 8 to B, 10 to C, and I have written one variable sum in which I am adding these numbers A plus B plus C, and I am printing the sum of A, B and C is, then I am printing the sum. So after writing this, I will get the answer as 23. So 5 plus 8 is how much? 13, and 13 plus 10 is 23. So I will get the answer as 23. Then write a program to print your name 3 times. So I'm putting here name as Shubham and I'm printing it 3 times. So to print something 3 times, I will write the variable and of that string, and I will put a multiplication asterisk sign here, and I will write 3. So print name into 3 will give me output as Shubham, Shubham, Shubham. Now data types means the type does we can use several type of data in all the programming languages. Here, since we are studying Python, we will now see how many types of data can be used in this language. The type of value that a variable holds is called a data type. The data stored in a variable may be of many types. For example, a person's name is stored as a set of characters, and his age is stored as a numeric value, that how many years old he or she is. So what will we do? We can say that the name will come in a string data type and the age will come in the integer data type. So let us learn about the basic data types used in the Python language. First is your integer data type. The integer data type contains positive or negative whole numbers with no decimal point. For example, a is equal to 5 and a is equal to 15. Age is equal to 17. Boolean data type. Boolean means either it could be yes or no, true or false. That means either it will is 0, which means 1, that is true, and false is 0. We have learned in our earlier chapters that computer understands only zeros and ones, which means 0 means false and 1 means true, or it is also called yes and no and true and false, correct or incorrect. It is the subtype of plain integers. Boolean values are true or false. True is 1 and false is 0. For example, string true or string false will be giving you true and false. Float data type. The float data type represents real numbers and it is written with a decimal point. For example, a equals to 4.5, b equals to 12.0. String data type is the string data type is identified as a contiguous set of characters. Contiguous means continuous, like your name. It will be a contiguous set of some characters. Like we have the name Shweta. It is a contiguous set of characters SHWETA. str equals to hello world means these are this string variable is containing how many letters? HELLO space WORLD. So it is how many characters? 5 plus 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, including the space. Space is also a character in computers. So let's see some examples of data type. Date 68 means it is an integer. Arthur is a name, so it is a string data type. 82.6 is having a decimal point over here, so it is a float data type. 7 is less than 6 gives you false output. So here the answer will be false. And what was false and true? Boolean. Now comments in Python. Comments are written to make Python code readable, easily readable and understandable. Comments are generally are not read by the interpreter, neither they are read nor they are executed. You will not see any output of the comments. These are only for the user or the programmer's own understanding. Maybe The programmer may explain the variables or the flow of the program, or whatever they want to write in that will not get executed. These comments guide the programmer with the course of the program. Means now what are you going to do further in the program? They are either one line or multiple line comments. They always start with a hash sign. Now we come to taking input from the user. How do we take input from the user? With the help of input function. The input function is used to accept input from the keyboard. This function takes the value from the keyboard as a string argument. The program to demonstrate the use of input function. On the right hand side, you can see name equals to input. Enter your name and enter your name. Let's do it in the Python window. Again, we will open Python window for you. Python, idle Python, and here I am. I'll show a demo here. I'm just restoring the window, and let's write everything in small. Here, name equals to, I'm writing input, then bracket open, and on the double inverted commas, I'm going to write enter. Let's only use the word name. And close. And I will press the enter key here. So see, can you see the cursor prompting me to write something? It is asking for an input. Let's write the name as Jerry, which is my favorite name. Okay, then press the enter. What will happen now? The inputted name Jerry will be assigned to the variable name. NAME is a variable here. Now let's accept one number also. NUM equal to input, sorry spelling, INPUT, then bracket open, enter a number, or you can say write your age or whatever. Now again it is also asking for a number. Let's write 420. So what has happened now? This 420 value is assigned to the variable num. Means whatever the user is entering while execution, that will go into the variable it has been assigned to. Now what is the value of name here? Jerry. And what is the value of num here? 420. Now let's print. Print has to be followed by open and close bracket. So let's print the name. What should we get now? Jerry. And if I want to print the number, what is that? Num. NUM. It will be printed 420 here. Now did you get that? The Jerry was assigned to name and 420 was assigned to num. So this is how we do. Now there are some examples given in your chapter. Program 2 shows two numbers are entered and display their concatenation. Means to join them together or to link together. Like if your name is Shubham Sharma, let's give Shubham one variable and Shubham Sharma another variable, and just concatenate them. Or you can also do the same thing with numbers also. Concatenating does not mean that you are adding them. There is a difference between concatenation. P is equal to input, enter the first number, 10 has been entered. Then in Q we have entered the second number as 25, and R is equal to P plus Q. See, on this here, what have we done? R is another variable where we have written P plus Q. So anything which is inputted is considered, it goes like text only. So it has printed the sum of two number is R. Now the sum of the two numbers is R. After pressing the enter, it is showing me like this. Let's write the same and check. We will write the same thing here. In P, I will input. What was that done? Enter the first number. Let's write in short. Enter num1. I have taken number 1. Wait a minute. Let's do it again. Where is our Python? By mistake, I have closed Python. I'm opening it again. Yes, here it is. Let's write it in the fresh window. So P equals to input, enter the, as soon as I'll put double inverted commas, enter the first number. It will ask me for the first number. What is it? Let's put 10 here. Now come again, I'm on command prompt. I'm putting Q equals to, let me copy and paste the same statement over here. I can do control C and control V here also. Just instead of first, write second. Number, now it is asking me to enter the second number, which will go into Q. So I have taken 25. Now R is equal to P plus Q. So P plus Q will go into R. Now let's do it. Print instead of writing the sum, let's concatenate the, I'm writing the code as it is. My R, and I'm pressing the enter key again. It is showing me. See, I wrote the line the sum of two, because as per my entry 10 is a number and 25 is also a number. But when I wrote R equals to P plus Q, what was moving in my mind, and it might be moving in your mind also, that 10 plus 25 should be 35. No, if I want the numbers which are entered to be entered as numerics, numbers, then I have to convert it into integer to do the calculations. Otherwise, in interactive mode, every entry is considered as a text. So when we add two text, they concatenate. They do not add up as two numbers, they concatenate. That is why even after writing the sum of two numbers, the answer was 1025 concatenated. The two numbers were joined together and they were not added. In the above program, the numbers are not added, they are joined. This is because the input function takes the string arguments on which the arithmetic operations cannot be performed. Arithmetic operations are performed only on the numbers. So, if I want to add this thing, how will I do? I will just write the command that is it. I'm see in front of you, I'm copy pasting it. If I want this to be converted into integer, I have to write like this, integer. Now it will be accepted as, if I am accepting the any number, I'm writing 5 here. So now 5 is a number because it has been converted into integer. Now it will go into 5p. Now I am again copying the same statement here to enter the value in Q. Where is Q from the keyboard? Yes, Q, and the second number. So second number, again it will be converted and it will go into, I am writing 10 here. So 5 and 10. Now if I write R is equal to P plus Q, let us see what will happen. The spelling. Now see the output. Did you get 15 here? So for the numbers to be added up, it has to be converted into numbers first, not strings. Now here is a program 3, a program to demonstrate an error while performing calculation on string values. So it gives error. Python gives an error because strings can be joined, not multiplied. We cannot multiply one string by another string. Yes, it could be multiplied by a number to print it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, or n number of times the number that you have given. To get rid of the above program, Python provides int or float to be used. See, here it is written above program. You have to look below this. So it provides integer and float functions to be used along with the input function to convert your strings that are entered into integer or float values so that you can do your arithmetic operations on them. The values are added once int and float are used. Like I told you how to do it, I use integer here to convert it into a number, integer. Then it was added. Earlier it was just concatenated. So let's do it again. Let me enter. If I am writing B equals to Soma, it will give me error. Soma is a value to be assigned to B. If it is not written in quotes, it will not be considered a string. So how will I write? B equals to Soma. Now it will take. C equals to, here I have written sum. Let me write it times. Now the times goes into C. Now if I write B plus C, guess what is going to come as an output? Sometimes. Now these two are concatenated, that is joined. Did you get that? Yes. A program to calculate the area of rectangle. Now just look at it carefully. Len Instead of writing complete long word length, I have written the shorter form len equals to integer input. Means I will input the length of the rectangle. I will input some value here, and that value will be converted into integer, and then it will go into length len variable. So after this it gives me enter the length of the rectangle, which I have given 25. Now the breadth, integer input breadth of the rectangle, and I have taken 15. Now 15 will go into breadth as an integer value. So now we can do some calculation work on 25 and 15. What is that calculation work? I will find the area. This is length, this is breadth, and I will find the area of a rectangle, which is L into B, that is length into breadth. So area is equal to length, len. I have to use the variable len, and the variable breadth was written completely, so I have written breadth. Now I will print this multiplication result will be 25 into 15 will give me 375, which will go into the variable area. Now print the area of the rectangle. This will be printed as it is, since it is in double quotes. Then comma, I have put area variable here. So after the area of the rectangle, one space, and area is written, so it will print the value of area which we get after multiplication of 25 and 15. So the area of the rectangle is 375. Another program of your chapter on page 71 is write a program to find the perimeter of a rectangle. Perimeter. Peri means outer and meter means length. So outer length of the rectangle will be how much? 2 times length and 2 times breadth. So in short we can write 2 into L plus B. So I will take length 10. I have taken I have not inputted while execution of the program. I have simply given the values 10 to length and 5 to breadth, and perimeter is equal to how much? 2 into L plus B, which is 10 plus 5. So it is printing. This is written in script mode. Can you see the difference? This is the interactive mode, and when you click on file and go to this is the script mode. Here let me write length here. Length is equal to given 10, then breadth equal to given 5, then I have written perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by length plus 5, which was the breadth. You could have instead of writing length plus 10 plus 5, I can write 10 plus length plus breadth here like this, and then I'll come down to write the print command, and perimeter is equal to what is the word? Perimeter. Yes. Now I am saving this. See, it should be seen that the variable spelling should be correct. Okay, now I'm saving it. I'm saving it here itself. I'm saving it with Perry, the name Perry. This Perry is actually perry.py. Save. Now I'll run it. There was some error here. Oh yes, I have not completed this with this was not ended up correctly. Now I will again have to save it, then run, and I will run here. See, can you see the result? Perimeter is of rectangle is 30. 10 plus 5 is how much? 15, and 15 twos is 30. So this is how we will write programs. This was written in script mode, not the interactive mode. But the output is seen on the interactive mode. Now in the above program we have fixed the values 10 and 5. Let's modify the program to accept the values. Here the values were fixed and we have provided to length and breadth. Now I will change the same and I will accept the values from the user. How will I do that? Where is my program? Let me open that program only. Edit with idle and I will open the same program. Why to write separate program? Now length is equal to, here I have to write integer, then input, then a bracket again. Just see how many brackets I'm putting and how many I am closing. Where is my program? Here it is. Enter length. I'm writing in short. Wait a minute, no comma, bracket. I have closed the bracket of input here, then the bracket of integer also close. See, two open brackets, one here and one here, so there are two brackets here also. Now here also I will do the same thing. Enter breadth, breadth. Okay, so enter 2 into length plus breadth. I'm not writing L into B. Here they were taken length L and B, but I have taken the same names. Now print parameter. Did you get that? Again I will save it, so it is saved with the same name. What was the name given to it? Parry. Now I will run it. Now it is going to accept the values from me. Wait a minute. Yes. Here is my program and you can see enter length. So I'm putting my length. What should I give? Which values I have taken here? Let me just check which values I have taken. 25 and 6. So I will take here also 25 and 6 for you. So I have taken 25. Then it is asking me to enter the value for breadth also. I have taken 6 here. And then I will press enter and it will show me perimeter of a rectangle is equal to perimeter. 25 plus 6 is how much? 31. You know, isn't it? And 31 into 2 will give you 62. So here it is. So I've closed the Python again. Now practice time questions are again given here. Write a program to in the script mode to calculate the area of triangle. Likewise, perimeter and area we have calculated. We can calculate the area of triangle also, but before that we should know the formula also. Area is equal to half into b into h. So here we have written the program. B is equal to, we have accepted the value for breadth, then the height, because area of a triangle is half base into altitude. Altitude means the height, base into height. So area of a triangle is equal to area, and when you will do, it will ask you breadth, then height, and then half base into altitude will be 5 tens of 50, and 50 multiplied by half will give you 25. And since you have converted into integer, it is going to give you integer values. Second practice time questions is solved here. R, area of the circle. So R will be for accepting the radius. So whatever the value you are inputting will go into the variable R, and it will calculate area as pi r square. Pi means 22 by 7 multiplied by r raised to the power 2. So when you write exponential values, you put 2 asterisk sign over here. Just remember this. This is 2 pi r. Print area of the given circle is equal to area. So enter radius of the circle. This 10 will go into r. So area of the circle will be 314.2.8285 and so on, whatever the result has come. To calculate perimeter of a circle, perimeter means the circumference, the outer length of the circle. Again you have to accept r, and again 2 pi r. The formula for that is 2 pi r. So 2 into pi, which is 22 by 7, into r. So it is calculated like this. Accepted 10, again perimeter of the circle will be 62.857, and so on. Now we come to the escape sequence, which we were talking about in the beginning. How do you format your programs with the help of escape sequences? So what are escape sequences? These consist of two or more characters where the first character is always the backslash. This is your backslash. And this one is your forward slash, means which is bending forward will be called forward slash, and which is bending backwards will be called backslash. So this is backslash, and the slash that you put for dividing something, that is called, the divide by sign is called forward slash. They are used to display the non-printable characters like tab and enter in the output. So when you press tab from the keyboard, it moves some 5 to 8 characters ahead and then start typing. And when you press the enter, the rest of the text moves to the other line. Or when you press enter in a paragraph, now it will allow you to type the text in the next line. So this is how we can format our text. You would have written so many letters, applications and all in English in MS Word by using tab and enter key to format it. Likewise, we use those escape sequences in Python language also. Let us look at two prime, that is the main escape sequences used in Python. There are many others also, but we will be learning only two in this class. Slash T, backward slash T, means the horizontal tab. When you press it is similar to pressing tab key from the keyboard. It is used to provide a horizontal tab, that is space of 5 to 8 characters between the arguments. Arguments means the values that you provide while writing some print statements. Slash n, that is a new line character. This will add a new line between the arguments. Means if you are writing something and you are putting slash n in between two variables, then the next variable, the value of the next variable or the next string or whatever word you have written will appear in the next line. Other escape sequences are slash and a single quote for single quotation mark or the apostrophe, and 2 times backward slash for backslash in the program. If you want to give a backslash in the program, then you can use these also. So let's see the use. Slash T, escape sequence, A equals to 90 and B is equal to 36, C is equal to A plus B, print this. Now let's again do this for you in Python. Again, I'm opening Python here. Okay. Now look at this carefully. I'm using A equals to 90. What is B? Sorry. I have to write this in the script mode. I will write this in the script mode. And I will move this window here. Okay, now I'm writing, I've copy pasted from there. A equals to 90, B is equal to 36, then C is equal to A plus B. Then I'm writing print. Now first I will print the value of A, so I'm putting, since it is a numeric value number, I will write as it is. Then this is an escape sequence, so I will put slash T. it is slash. You can, in on your keyboard, you can see this just below the backspace key on your keyboard, or you can say above the enter key. Slash t here, then it should be written in quotes, then I will put a comma over here, then B, and then I have put C also. Here it is. Again I have given the same, so instead of typing again, I'm copying and pasting it. I'm putting a comma, then C, and again I will give a slash t after this. Though it is not going to print there, I'm putting like this only, I'm not using again. Now again here I'm not writing anything. After giving one line space, I'm writing a name over here like Gopi, just like that, just like that. I will. Now after this, I'm using the same command line here, and instead of slash t I'm using n. Now just see the output. I'm saving this, save here with the escape sequence, ESCAPE. I'm writing the file name as escape, which means escape.py. So here now I'll see the output. Wait a minute, I'll show you like this. This is the escape window. This is your interactive window. So the output will be run module here. Do you see 936 and 126 are apart from each other? One tab apart. After that it was written Gopi, and here see, after placing the slash n, the same, both the lines are same, only the tab, the escape sequences are different. So the result of slash n, that the next value is appearing in the next line, and the C is coming after 36 in the next line. Can you see that? Okay. Again, there is a practice time question given, identifying the database types assigned to the following variables. Marks is equal to 60. You have to just write it, marks equals to 60, and the type marks. Then it will show you that it is an integer variable. That is, data type of marks is integer. You have to just identify which data type it should be. The A is equal to 4.5. It is using a decimal point here. So when you will write type, type is a function which will give you the data type of the variable or anything which is provided inside the bracket, any argument that is provided inside the bracket. So as an output it will show you class float. That means the type, the data type will be float. Here write a program code to check whether the given number is positive or negative. So how do you check whether a number is positive or negative? Obviously, all the numbers that are above, or you can say more than 0, are all positive numbers, and the numbers which are less than 0 are all negative numbers. So I have written the code as Python. These are comments with hash Python program code to check whether the given number is positive or negative. Number equals to integer. Input in type any integer. I'm putting an integer over here because integers are the numbers which includes all the positive numbers, the number 0, and all negative numbers as well. So here if I'm checking with a condition, if number is equal to 0, when we compare we put the equal to sign 2 times, equal to 0, then I will write the number is 0. Means I have neither entered positive number nor entered a negative number. Now I'll come to the next condition. We will be learning these types of programs in our next year, 7th class. But yes, just because the question was given and it was asked whether the given number is positive. So we have to write the program like this only. So this is again checked, else if. Elif means else if. This is a keyword. If, elif, else are the keywords here. So, and what is the syntax for this? That means the grammar of writing it is if number equal to 0 in bracket and the colon over after that. And when you press the colon, it comes in the next line, but a tab ahead. I have given the print command here. The number is 0. Elif num is again checked against 0. If number is less than 0, then you will print the number is negative. Else, if it is not 0 and if it is not less than negative, that means it is a positive. So again, after else, there is no need to put a condition again. It means that it is a positive. So after running this program, I get type any integer. I entered -89 and it is showing me the number is negative. Then again I run the program. It asks me for the integer. I put 0. It has given me that the number is 0. Again I run the program and I put positive number. So it is giving me positive. That means my program is correct. Now find the output of the following codes. Number is equal to 5. Num equals to minus num. Means I have given value 5 to the number variable num, and then I'm saying num is equal to minus num. That means now num has value, same value but with negative sign. It is now assigned minus num. That means now num is equal to -5. So it will be print num. So what is the value of num variable now? It is -5. So it is printing here. Here x and y, we can also assign value like this. In our programs, we had been doing that a is equal to something and b is equal to something, but we can assign values in the same statement as well. X comma y is equal to 8 comma 16 means 8 will be assigned to x and 16 will be assigned to y. So here print x comma y means 8 comma 16. These two values with one space in between. So here we have come to the end of the chapter now. What have we learned? Let's see in our broad sense what have we learned. Python is a high level programming language. One more thing we have learned, it is a case sensitive language. Python provides two modes of working. It is interactive mode and the script mode. Do you remember the other name for interactive mode? It is interactive mode or the run mode, or it is could be used as a calculator also. Then there is another mode which is called script mode or the program mode or the editing mode. The print function is used to display the output on the screen. Whatever is written inside the brackets will be printed either as it is, or if it is a numeric or integer value, it will be calculated. It will give you the calculated result. Means whatever is inside the bracket will appear as an output on the screen. The variables are the memory locations used to store some values. The input function is used to accept the value from the user while we are running the program. Hope you would have understood the chapter very well. If you have really understood and you find it useful for yourself, I would request you to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you once again.